Hi everybody, this is Julie, and today I'd like to demonstrate how you put your elastic into your traveler's notebooks. So I have before you a traveler's notebook that I made. This is the interior, this is the exterior, this is upholstery fabric. And let me just tell you a little bit about how I put this together before we get to the elastic. What I did is I glued this upholstery fabric onto a file folder cardstock using Mod Podge. That was very simple. I just brushed Mod Podge onto the file folder and then placed the upholstery fabric on top of it. I put Tyvek along the center spine in order to reinforce it and give it more strength. And then I covered the inside with this cardstock. The cardstock is made by Paper Studio. This is the set. It's called Adventure, the World Awaits. And I bought this, I believe, last summer, so I'm not sure if it's available anymore, but it is a beautiful set. And this is obviously for our vacation. This particular page says road trip, and it has different vacation road trip themed pages in it, so I thought it was very appropriate. The next thing I did was to sew using my sewing machine. I put a zigzag stitch all the way around the edge to give it that decorative element, but also to give it more stability along the edges so that the edges don't come apart. Next, I put the eyelets in, so you can see I have eyelets for the elastic. I have 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 1 in the center. Now this particular method I'm using will allow for 4 notebooks, possibly more depending on how you put your elastic in. There are other ways to do it. There are lots of videos on that, so I'm just going to demonstrate this one method for now. This is how you measure it. Well, first of all, about the elastic. This is 2 millimeter elastic cord. It's got some stretch to it. You can buy this at any Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, craft stores will have this. It's fairly common to find. But I like to buy it on Amazon in the larger rolls. I find that it's much less expensive that way because I make a lot of journals. So this is approximately 100 yards, and I believe I paid $7 or $8 for it on Amazon. This is how you measure it. You're going to measure the height of your book and then multiply that times 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the simple way to do it. And that will give you just about the right amount with a little bit of excess. All right, so here we go. You're going to make sure your cord remains equidistant on both sides. Okay, and you're going to start by putting one end on the top eyelet and one end on the lower eyelet, both on the same side. It doesn't matter which side you start with. Put them both through like this. Pull it tight just to get your ends to an equal distance. Then you're going to flip it over. You're going to go like this along to the other eyelet. Put through the eyelet on the other side. Again, making sure it's equal, that the cord has the same length. All right. Then you're going to go through the other side. Take this one through the top. Like that. Now flip it over. And here is where you're going to make sure and pull this tight. So you just want to pull it tight. Flip it back over. Make sure it's tight. Notice I've got 2 on this side, 1 on this side. And here you might want to have some clips handy because if you let this elastic go at this point, it's just going to go back through. All right. Now, you're going to take it back through the other side. That. And the same with this one on the top. All right, then turn it over. And now you can remove the clips. And you're going to pull it tight again. And see how my notebook kind of wants to come up a little bit? That's good. You want that tightness. And then you're simply going to tie it in a knot. Let's make sure I'm not off frame. Okay. Just a simple knot like that. All right, and you're going to have some excess left over. And you want it to have a certain level of tautness. You don't want it loose because your notebooks are going to go in there, and you want them to be held steady. So, and again, you will notice the cover trying to bend up on you a little bit from the edges. That's about how you want it. All right, so that's how you put in your center straps. Now we need to put in the elastic that's going to go around the outside that will go through this eyelet. So here's the elastic that I pulled for the center, that I cut for the center rather. And you measure it the same way, only this time you're measuring it from the width of the book. So 1, 2. It's basically twice the length of the width of your book. And you're going to collect the ends and bring it from the outside of your book or the outside of your cover through that eyelet. Pull it through. Let's get these out of the way so you can see that. All right, now on the outside, see how I'm pulling this from the outside? You want it to be, I'm going to say like an inch from the edge because it is elastic. So you're going to have some give in it. And kind of mark that point. And you're going to tie, just loop it around like so. Just another knot. Just loop it around. Grab it from the outside and just pull that tight. All right, and you notice I have some extra. Let's turn it over, close it, and tie it. Try that, okay? So that's fine the way it is now. It's just a little bit tight. But I imagine after I add my notebooks and my extra ephemera that I'm going to want to let it out a little bit. And so for now, I'm going to leave this excess string on the ends, and the same for these, because I want to see how it fits after I have my notebooks in. Once I have the notebooks in and I've tested the thickness, then I'll go in and cut the ends off of these. So this is what it looks like when you're finished. That's the outside, the closure. And this is what it looks like. Let me get this in frame here for you. This is what it looks like here on the outside. You just will see the two strands like that. It's quite simple after you try it a couple of times. You might have to play with it a little bit the first time, but it's actually quite simple. And when you go to put your notebook in, here's a sample notebook. This isn't the one I'm using, but it will give you an idea. You just grab one of the strings, slide the notebook in like that, and it's just that simple. And you can see now I have room for 1, 2, 3 more notebooks. And just close it up. And there you have it. I hope you have found this tutorial to be helpful. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I am new, so I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I have more great videos coming in the future. And if you like the video, please hit the like button. Thank you. Bye.